Hey, I thought I would just catch up real quick. It's close to the end of the week. You know what? I'm just going to quickly turn the volume down on this thing so it's not deafening loud. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do that. I have that on in-game. I have my special little panel here I made. I'm just going to hop right into it. So I haven't touched much of the ways art and stuff. The little bits here and there. Fixed a few bugs. Haven't gone too far. This whole week has been on the combat system, with last week getting a lot more forward on the combat system, I guess you could say. I mean, I literally spent weeks just staring at the screen. Like, it was for hours at a time. Like, it was insane. So brutal. The combat system is nuts. And it's coming along nicely. This is all kind of under construction. This I still haven't really touched. This is actually all right tied into the combat now. There's certain things here that aren't necessarily playing effect yet, so I won't worry about all this stuff. But I will show, I'll tie in, or I'll do a couple of these things. I'm going to go a little higher on that. Now, anyone who's ever rolled stats and stuff, like you get three re-rolls, right? And it means sometimes if you get a crappy character and it just doesn't work out, like this thing, you can restart this whole process and get your 3 re-rolls back and everything. See that? You notice how, like, it's trying, and if it sits still for too long, like, there's actually a little bit of force that kicks in, just so it doesn't get stuck, which is pretty cool. Yeah, but it's kind of a neat little system. It's fun just sometimes to play with this. But I still got some more work on there. The inventory and shop system I haven't touched. It's still kind of my fill-in system for now. I'm gonna go over it really heavy. With that said, I mean, I do have the ability now that I can actually put gear on, and it comes into play. The combat system, like it's coming along really well. It is, I don't even know how to explain it is. But I have opted to steer away from more of the random cards, since I have the dice that already does the random. I don't want too much random. And it doesn't really suit the style. Like, let's say Slay the Spire, where you play, like, I don't know, 10 frickin' cards in your round because you comboed up a bunch of cards, and this one does 2 damage, and that one does 5 damage, and this one does this, and that one does that. And I don't want that. So on mine, and there's a lot of visuals that are going to be coming up in the text and stuff like that. Now it says my turn. Now normally what's going to happen, and I've started this, is there's going to be a window that pops up with cards, and it's not necessarily going to be these cards. It'll be these are almost styles of action slots. So depending on the last attack you did, it'll open up slots, and these are kind of like slots. So you might start with like a normal basic attack, where you choose whatever attack from one of your attack cards, and that attack card can do various things. But the next round, that might open up your attack card, because you'll always have the attack card. But it might open up, say, no defensive cards, and might open up 3 tactical cards. I don't know. Like it's almost like a socket style system. But you have your attacks, which can do a bunch of different things, in the ways your stats and how they affect. You have your defensive cards, which are more of a defensive style card, obviously, and then your tactical cards, which are more of a reactive card based of what's happening in the combat. And then of course there's going to be spells. Actually, these are the spells. These will be the tactical cards. So let's hide those. So those aren't popping up. Those aren't tied in to the player yet. They're getting there. They're just about there. With that said, the enemy has the same option. Now, his aren't going to pop up visually yet. There will be some description and things will pop up, you know, for visual cues. They aren't there right now. He is playing specialized cards though, tactical and attacks and stuff like that. Right? Like I can see, like he's okay after he rolls his defense. You know, he defends successfully, so he attacked. Right now, if I hit pause, if I go into the combat manager, where the hell I put it, if I zip down, these are just a bunch of lists that he can play cards into, and those everything in these lists kind of they'll proxy into combat. So he did one this round for rage, and these rage cards are going to last for 3 rounds. It's going to give him +2 to damage and a -1 to hit. So he's kind of gone into like a rage state. That's what he decided to open up with. And then he also has tactical things in here as well that he has played. He is in this round, if I attack, no, if he attacks but I defend it, then he's going to get a +4 to damage for his next round. So there's going to be a fair bit. And as I said, now the enemies are playing all their own tactical cards, and that's just going to be extended on further and further. And I can show you just how flexible those cards can actually get. But the blue bar, I think that's new, but that's actually his armor. I can beat his armor off of him. And just the same here, like I've got my armor, and he can beat the armor off of me. So now he rolled a 21. Hopefully it doesn't kill me, because I really don't have much health. Yeah, he just kicked the crap out of me, so that was not a good battle. That's fine, not a big deal. So these buffs on the cards, actually I should probably show you that real quick. So these buffs can actually do like a lot of things. Like I can tell this one little card, or like this isn't even a card, this is a function on a card. So this will happen any one of these stages during combat. So I can play a card, so when it's a player's turn, he could play this card, and then this card will activate on any one of these stages that happen. And that card can target both player or the enemy. I can set for rounds. Is it lasts for 1 round, 2 rounds, 20 rounds, whatever. What value does it give? Any negative, positives? I can delay the activation. So maybe it's a card that's played that gives you a buff or a negative or whatever it is, but it happens not this round, but maybe next round. Maybe it happens in 2 or 3 rounds. I can affect the various stats, armor ratings. It can be a stun buff. I can just flat out change health. If I change health, I can tell it for what dice or how many dice. Add or subtract, and then there's some text stuff. Now, the thing is on the card themselves, you don't have one of these. You actually have a list of these. So I can make as many of those as I want. I could have a card that does a bunch of different things this round, some things next round, it does something 5 rounds later, and it does some things based on what's happening on the enemy side. Like I can make whatever super cards and stuff. So the one thing I'll show you though is, and it's kind of a minor thing, it's not really, I'm just going to skip kind of through this, which the text gets all crazy, or the voice, because I'm not supposed to be able to skip through it, but obviously I can. Like hell, I want to listen to all that stuff, 5,000 times a day. It's bad enough as it is. Lord Thunder. I'm not gonna get armor or anything. So the system I built, and I already I showed you those cards, and I think I still have it there. It should still be there because I was just playing with it a little while ago. So, like I said, we have slots now. When we get cards, eventually, they're going to pop up in like a corner around here. Now, this card can only if this card's an attack card, it can only go to an attack slot. If it's a defensive card, it can only go to a defensive slot, right? So it materializes, and you can see like it highlights the slot where like I can't drop it here, right? It has to drop in there. Now it's locked in, but it's going to be like a socket system feeding into that whole thing, so it'll get quite tactical. Get rid of all that. I have like, I think I have a hit point kind of idea. I don't even know if I have positive hit points. It might even be negatives. You're just gonna one shot me. And here's my death. And boom. So anyways, I just wanted to give you a small update on what I've been doing, because it's been in the combat system all week. I have redone logic and done logic and beat my head against walls about logic. It has been a hell of a battle getting this combat system going where I want it to go. And I've got some things in the works. I got a list of things I gotta fix and update and change and add, and tons of stuff. But anyways, I just wanted to give you a small update on what's happening on that end, and I'll talk to you guys later.